You guys threw me in a concentration camp where you tortured me for 15 months. You also kidnapped my children and gang sacked my house!
Were you trying to get crazy with this, eh? Don't you know I'm loco?
I'm not insane! This is not reality, not reality, not reality. This is reality. Not reality. Relax, buddy. You're awake now.
Louisiana State University faculty and staff were alerted to a threat during the week. That threat apparently relayed via YouTube video. Well, how serious could a threat via YouTube video actually be?
Because of these threats, Dave, people at Louisiana State University campus were frightened. In fact, Louisiana police had departments across the country looking for this woman. And tonight, she is here in the King County Jail.
Apparently serious enough to include a nationwide manhunt, leading to the arrest of the suspected individual. That person, the person you saw in the introduction, would be Amanda. Now, Amanda had a very specific message addressed to a few particular professors at the university. And she went about getting that message out in a creative way. She used the YouTube video platform to make sure they got that message. And they definitely got it, as you could tell from the police response. Now, Amanda isn't your typical school shooter, and that would be because she isn't a school shooter at all. None of the messages that Amanda sent to the staff at LSU contain any threats of violence. She wasn't planning on showing up with an AK-47 and shooting people. She wasn't going to drive a van into the science building and blow it up with a bomb. And yet still, even absent the threat of actual physical violence, there was a nationwide manhunt to find her, to arrest her and detain her. I'm sure as you've gathered from the introduction there, Amanda has a bit of a gripe with the university. What with them having put her into a concentration camp and gang-sacked her apartment, which is a new one on me. I'm familiar with gang stalking, not with the practice of gang sacking. Nonetheless, Amanda, or as she's known on YouTube, Druid Focket, felt that she had been persecuted. And the reason she feels persecuted is because of her personal intimate history with the LSU University and its staff. Now, during the course of the week that she was on the lam from the police, while she was avoiding being put into one of those onerous burlap sacks that apparently got her once before, she uploaded nearly 100 videos to YouTube, all addressed at people she felt wronged her. But to get a good understanding of where this really all starts, you have to look at her earliest videos. Now, sadly, there aren't many of them to look at, but the ones that are around help you to piece together what might have happened and started this chain of events leading up to where we are today. Now, these earliest videos, they were uploaded at the tail end of 2016, and they give some real insight into what her initial gripe with the university just might have been about. This particular video, Druid Focket had re-uploaded. This is the one she claims got her gang sacked from Louisiana State University. So let's take a look, and let's see if we can piece together exactly what went wrong.
You probably didn't feel anything, but I did. It's like butterflies inside. Wow.
It looks like somebody maybe a little bit hot for teacher.
I feel like we shared a few moments. Okay, maybe it was just me, but like when you took me to the second floor in the lab back there and you held the gelatinous material in your hand and you told me to touch it. There was something sensual there, no?
Looks like she's got a little bit of a crush there. Maybe wants a relationship.
I should so be your girlfriend. Oh my god. Okay, but if I can't be your girlfriend, I should be your friend. Shouldn't I? Come on. No? Why not? We'd be good for each other.
Oh, you hear that? You should let me be your girlfriend. We could be friends instead. Just let me get near you.
Why else would I got so upset when you bit me out in an email? Humiliated me. Told me I was harassing Dr. Ingold when I was doing nothing of the sort. I shall say. God, that was a fucked up email, you know? It was. But, yeah, maybe I overreacted a little bit.
Okay, I understand I may have crossed the line. I may have went over the line a little bit.
I was just very hurt. because I was, I was in love with this amazing guy, and yes, I did overstep a boundary for sure. That was an inappropriate email about another professor I sent on the freaking university email.
Okay, I get it. Maybe emailing the entire university about that slut in the other department you're looking at, motherfucker, was stepping over the line, but really we would be good together. Because everybody thinks you're a fucking asshole.
But you make a bad impression on people. Okay, everybody hates you. It's true.
But I totally love you, and we should be together forever. Had a bit of a thing for the professor, maybe overstepped her boundaries as a 35-year-old student with children in trying to get him to date her and threatening other faculty that he, I guess, talked to while he walked by in the hallway. But an overly emotional student, is that really a reason for her to be gang-sacked? LSU sounds like a horrible university. I mean, if we take a look at the other early videos, you can see that she's a very stable individual. See disclaimer of those in violation of restraining order, for I have grown weary of the bullying, cyber stalking, monitoring, unauthorized recording, etc., etc., that threaten the sanctuary that has already been declared along with everything else, and the outrage of the declaration of genocide on me and my children kind. Fucking cyberbullies and their never-ending genociding of children. When is it gonna end? Octung. Any refuse, etc., that has ever gone by any variation of the following surname is not allowed to have ever viewed this video. It is not permitted to subscribe to this channel nor any social media of mine, nor is permitted to ever catch wind or hear rumor about etc., etc., etc. This is a restraining order of sorts. You will stay far away. Any tapping of keys against me is your contribution to the genocide of my kind as an ambassador in your piece of shit foreign wasteland of artificial non-existence, non-dreams of nothingness. And if your name matches any of the people listed below, you are a genociding cyberbully, and you have no authorization to view these videos or talk rumors about Druid Focket. Remember that. Now, at this point, you might be thinking to yourself, maybe Amanda is mentally unbalanced. Maybe she has some kind of mental illness. And her infatuation with a professor at the university went a little farther than what we heard in that video. Again, there's only so much evidence. There's only so much videos from that time period that are left. So it's hard to piece together everything. Maybe if we look at a few more of these early videos, we'll get a better idea of her personality.
And there's been chattering, cucucheando, chismosas. I've been accused of being a freetard. It's what, something along those lines as a freetard. It's a freetard. And what I just said, that only 500,000-ish of you could understand due to the lack of roundtable technology ish and stuff. So okay, I am the freetard. And collective view, that would be everything of the pretty soon going to be amended meaning of genus homo. That thing, genus homo. Are you a homo? Well, genus homo, the homo what? The homo happa what? The homo happa the homo sapio. What homo superior? Homo puro, pura cebolla, o si no, pura mierda, que mejor.
I hope you genociding cyberbullies understand you're dealing with the one and only freetard. Amanda Druid Focket, the freetard of the internet. And if you don't understand what that means, well, she explains it quite well.
What does that mean? Like they say, there's a saying, idiom, that collective view retards, which heretofore, notwithstanding, regardless, irregardless means you're retarded because that's not the correct meaning of correct, all correct, okay is what?
Exactly. Well, maybe you're too dense. Maybe her words don't reach you well enough. Maybe you have difficulty understanding these complex ideas. So let her explain it to you with the dance of her people. Look at her get down with that rhythm. You know, if her and Terry Davis got together, they could make the most kick-ass DDR game that ever fucking existed.
I've been searching for a man all across Japan, just to find my right. Someone who is strong, but still a little shy. Yes, I need my samurai. I'm your little butterfly. Green look and blue, take the colors in the sky.
But all these videos, well, they're from the end of 2016. They're her old videos. So what exactly happened between then and now? Well, like Amanda said at the very beginning of the video, she was put in a Nazi concentration camp. Now, I'm not sure what the reason for that is. Could it be the cyberbullying, genocide-loving online trolls that hunt down freetards? Could it be a professor scared by her dedication and devotion to him? Maybe people were just upset with her love of the dance. Or perhaps she assaulted a bus driver and a deputy sheriff, but you know what? I don't take the word of any glow-in-the-dark motherfucker, let alone the press. They told me Hillary was going to be president, and it's like year number 2 at Drumpf. So get that shit the fuck out of here. No, we need to go to the source for this. We need to go directly to Druid Focket. So what does Amanda have to tell us? Where has she been for the last year and a half?
I have been in a Louisiana sterilization camp for 15 months. I was abducted on 9 November 2016. They broke my arm last May. I have been shackled, cuffed, chained, and dragged into illegal proceedings. And you've had me as a guinea pig in your Nazi concentration camp for 15 months.
That sounds horrible. Oh my god, they broke her fucking arm. They broke her arm and they kept her in chains? This is absolutely fucking nightmarish. But what role did LSU play in this?
You ousted me from campus, Louisiana State University in Shreveport, about 2 weeks before you abducted me. Why didn't you execute me in the torture facility?
So it seems as if she was evicted from the university 2 weeks prior to the incident that got her sent to Auschwitz. But if you think that's where the conspiracy ends with the luminescent law enforcement Americans and LSU, you would be wrong. We're talking about a nefarious plot that goes back at least 3 decades.
Those people have been after me since they kidnapped me when 1983. I am John Bennett Ramsey, okay? And Carswell Air Force Base, right, castrated me when I was a baby after Cynthia utterly tortured me. It's called gaslighting. When your assassination attempts failed, you just say, it's crazy, and you snatch up its kids and all its possessions. This is what you've done to me.
I fucking knew it. It was the goddamn Air Force that kidnapped John Benet Ramsey and castrated her. Now, if only we could connect the Podestas to this. Maybe they did the castration off of the airbase at like a local pizzeria. Wrap this fucker up in a nice, neat little bow.
This is genocide. You have stolen my only relatives, and you have programmed them against me. You have indoctrinated them in your whore religion and told them that I was in a crazy house and I just didn't want to get better. Meanwhile, you had me in a concentration camp, a facility that we never got to leave unless we were being dragged in chains to the circus.
I want you to put yourself in her shoes. Imagine being tortured day in, day out at Auschwitz. And then one day they drag you out in chains. And you think it's freedom. But it's not. They're sending your ass to the fucking circus. Now, Druid Focket's YouTube account, Amanda's account where she uploaded these videos, had only a handful that dated back to the later half of 2016. And then suddenly there was a large influx of uploads. And it was during this week of frantic YouTube uploads that she began to lash out at the LSU faculty. Now you would think that all the videos she uploaded during the week that she was on the run were all addressed to the LSU faculty, but you'd be wrong. Amanda likes to talk about all sorts of different subjects that her audience might find interesting. God hates fags. And Cindy Sutherland. Donald Trump gave order to assassinate 463-89-8339. Genocide. And my personal favorite, 415 553-0123, niggers have claimed San Francisco. Help. http sanfranciscopolice.org. Chief of Police. As the week progressed along, you could start to see a pattern emerge. Aside from the LSU videos that were directed at staff and the ones touching on various subjects she was interested in, you could begin to see her mind fraying at the edges. Her train of thought began to meander. She had difficulty constructing coherent thoughts, her video titles didn't match up with the subject matter, and her behavior started to go from being passably normal to downright bizarre.
Money. Money. Why do you talk like that? That's not your best song. Oh my god. You're not going to kill yourself. You can't. Unless you really want to. Hey. Get her. Oh, it's one of those niggers. That's a nigger, guys. Hey, nigger Scott. Take all the other ones of you and leave.
Around day 4 or 5, this actually all culminates with the hotel management and local law enforcement evicting her from her hotel room.
I told you, I'm not going to tell you who I am. Okay, I need to talk to somebody that can work with this information. You have 2 of your people, there's 2 people outside of my door demanding I come out, and I will not come out. So what are they going to do to me? Hi, there's 2 police outside of my hotel room. It's at the Sir Francis Drake off of Powell Street. It's room 1008. Why are they at my door, please? I'm on the phone with the police right now. You're breaking into my door?
One of the stunning things about all of this is that during this eviction process, the law enforcement where she was staying were unaware of what was going on in Louisiana, even though the news report earlier had specified that there was a nationwide alert out regarding her, saying she could be potentially dangerous. At first, she was fairly calm and collected, talking to both hotel staff as well as local law enforcement, trying to find out why they were trying to get into her room. That facade, however, much like her videos, fell away fairly quickly.
I am not okay with this at all. I want you all to leave immediately and leave me alone. Oh, you don't think that will happen? You mean that's not going to happen because you're here to assassinate me? This is an assassination on 463-898-339. You're here to assassinate a single mother. You're hanging up in my face.
One of the more interesting things about all of this is it might not have been her behavior per se that actually got her evicted, but instead the issue she brought up.
Right? There's these people outside my room saying they're going to barge in here. And they said it because I smoked a cigarette in here. I was actually given an ashtray, okay? But if that's the problem, I will not smoke another cigarette in here, okay? So.
Earlier on in the week, she had already had encounters with hotel staff asking her not to smoke in her room. She, of course, hand-waved away these warnings that she was given.
You see, I would love to smoke right now, but they said no. What happens if I smoke? They charge me, what? Another $1 million?
This might help to explain why it was the law enforcement agents that showed up with the hotel manager weren't aware of who she was and why they needed to be on alert about her. Either way, she ended up having to pack up and leave.
You said it's an eviction, so does that look bad on, like, me? Like, if I try to get another hotel, will they show up? Oh, it's been evicted before type? Okay, so... Okay.
But not before leaving the best review that she could possibly think of. Worst hotel ever. You'll never guess. If managers would like to be anonymous, no surprise as you are planning for 463-898-339. Comp my 9-year stay and this will go offline. If I am joined, we'll need larger accommodations. If anyone looks weird at me, seriously. Dan, Wine, thank you for the religious creed exception, and for keeping my persecuted creed anonymous. I appreciate the ashtray you provided. All the hotel staff has to do to make amends is comp her a decade's worth of free rooms.
We ate thousands of dollars of sushi. Comped. Lots of money in comps. And we ate thousands of dollars of sushi.
So what's a girl to do? You've escaped the evil Nazis that held you in captivity for 15 months. LSU and the law enforcement agents, they're out to get you. You've been evicted from your hotel room where you've uploaded batshit insane videos multiple times per day for the last 4 or 5 days. Well, of course, you cut your hair into a manic pixie dream girl, and then upload a video for every letter of the alphabet on your train ride to another state, making sure you keep the audio off because you wouldn't want people to know about your super secret plan on where you're going. And how well did that super secret plan work out? Not so well, because apparently it wasn't a super secret. At least not when there's a nationwide manhunt underway for you, and you upload a video giving your exact location in Seattle. Might not have thought that one through well enough. And so, much like the beginning of our story, we know where it ends. Like the news report had said, Amanda ended up getting caught in Seattle. Law enforcement rounded her up, and she went before the judge. The story of Druid Focket is actually really interesting. When you read the headline, if you were to stumble across that story in your newspaper or on television, you would think that it was just a student that made some kind of a threat and they've been dealt with. But it goes so much deeper than that. This lady lives completely within delusion. She has an absolute disconnect from the reality around her. And that fueled all the interactions she had with staff at Louisiana State University, with the hotel staff she ran into, with everybody she interacted with. And yet somehow, up until the age of 35, she was able to have a family, she had children, she was attending college, and then for some reason it was like somebody flipped a switch. She started to go further and further into the deep end, not able to pull herself back, getting violent with strangers, attacking a bus driver and a sheriff, getting locked up, getting out, and immediately resuming the behavior that got her incarcerated and put into an institution in the first place. When you watch the videos she's collected, it gives a really good insight into mental illness. You don't just hear it in the crazy things she says, you see a physical change. And I'm not just talking about her early videos compared to her later videos where there's an obvious weight loss that took place. I'm talking about the way she carries herself, her mannerisms, her features, the way she moves her face. Even her voice changes from video to video, having different accents, speaking different languages, having different approaches to talking about subjects. Now, I can't be certain what awaits Amanda as she goes forward through the court system for a second time, but I do know one thing for sure. In about 15 to 16 months, we're going to get one hell of a week's worth of interesting YouTube uploads.